Well, welcome back, I guess. It's Christopher Farms. I'm Chris. We've had some setbacks on the farm, and I have to be honest, it's not all been bad, but definitely had a couple of setbacks. So I'll get into that, but I'm gonna do this thing right here first. It's coming from. Oh, it sort of fades in. There we go. Well, here it is, a greenhouse that is no longer in existence. It's January 26th. I know it's January 26th because I had to write a big check earlier. Well, not a big check, but I don't got a lot of money right now, so it was a pretty big check because I don't have a lot of money. Get into that here in a little bit. But yeah, the greenhouse no longer, well, maybe part of it's usable. So we had a couple inches, maybe 3 inches of wet, heavy snow that fell not last night, but the night before, and this is what happened. I woke up yesterday morning, didn't even really think of it. I didn't check the high tunnel. I think I was out before the sun came up yesterday. Got back over here yesterday before I went to a class and saw this. I was like, oh man, this was a big. It still has snow in it. And you can see it sort of moves a little bit. It still has snow in it, but it was snow and water. So I crawled under there, actually took my pocket knife and sliced a hole in both layers, and it started draining, and to take some of the weight off of it. But the cross members are broke. I think maybe it could be salvaged. It probably just all is going to have to come down. I don't know, but I'm definitely not going to mess with it now. Somebody on Facebook comment, because I posted a picture, they said, oh, who is the manufacturer, and we want to take notes, make sure that we don't go through them, and I was like, well, that would be me. So I built this 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now. It served pretty well. It's just made out of electrical conduit, and somebody who does, somebody wants to sell me some extended car warranty. Made out of electrical conduit, and it's actually UV resistant plastic. It's actually greenhouse plastic, and some other components that I've put together, and it turned out really well. And if I would have thought about needing to come out here and get some of the snow load off of this, or getting the heat source in here to melt some of that, it probably would have never happened. But hindsight's 2020, so I don't know. I might get some more 1.5 inch conduit, but I'm not doing it now. I'm going to do it when it dries out, gets a little warmer. But so I guess the mixed blessing in it is today is the day that I was going to run my heat from my boiler in here. Obviously, I'm not doing that now. But if I would have done that last week, maybe the heat would have kept it from melting, or coming down. It would have melted the snow. Or maybe it would have just been wasting my time, because this was inevitable and it was going to happen no matter what. So I didn't get the heat hooked up in here, so I guess that's nice, because I'm not having to unhook it. Because I can now, I'll just switch over to the high tunnel, and I can make a little room in the high tunnel out of plastic like this, and then I'll have the advantages of having a heated room that still has the sunlight coming in inside that high tunnel. And it was just a few days ago that high tunnel got up to 90 degrees during the day on its own. So it'll heat up during the day just fine. So let me take you over to the wood boiler. That was sort of my next setback a little bit. Yeah. So headed over to the wood boiler. I thought I'd flip on the camera and walk around the greenhouse and maybe just show you what it looks like from the outside. So the front few ribs are the front 2 or 3, I guess, maybe okay. The back here, all of these ribs up in the middle have broken, so I'll have to replace it. They're 10-foot sections from like here over. I can't remember, but I could probably get some fittings and start redoing it. So it may not be a total loss. It didn't rip any of the plastic. I'll take you guys up higher, let you see into the new swimming pool the Christopher Farms swimming pool. Yeah. Back here, I had some issues when I put it together. This joint broke, and I had to put this together. I can't remember now. I was trying to remember, but I had to, I don't know, hobnob that together or something. And so this was a weak point already. So whatever. But yeah, none of the plastic appears to have been damaged. So if I could redo that, that'd be good. All right. There's the wood boiler. So this is Frankenboiler. It is actually a Hardie wood boiler. Hardie's not manufactured anymore, but they're pretty nice, and I actually do like this one. I got this one for a dime. Well, not really a dime, but for pretty cheap. And it doesn't have any of the insulation on it. That's just the straight water jacket right there. And the shell is sitting over there, laying over there. So it's truly the Frankenboiler. I had to put parts on it when I got it, replace a few things. And it's full of water right now. You might hear a little bit of humming. That's the blower heating the water up. It's oh yeah, it's getting up to temperatures pretty good. It's been going for about 38 minutes, and it's already about at the temperature. So once you get it going, it raises the temperature of the water from 55 degrees to it's 170 is where the set point is. So at any rate, I thought, okay, I'm not hooking this to the greenhouse, which is over there. I'm going to hook it to the high tunnel, which is over there. I already have the lines run. That's what these things are here. We'll talk about some expensive tubing. It's this stuff right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's 2 PEX lines that run through the center of this insulated tube, and it's like $4.50 a foot. And that was before all the world went to whatever. So we're going to hook that to the high tunnel, and but I got out here, I said, you know, before I start working this, I better check, make sure all the electronics are working, stuff like that. So the blower worked. That's what heats the wood, or gets the wood going, heats the water to maintain the temperature when the water temperature drops. I plugged in. Let me get this. This might be 2 hands. I plugged in the pump that circulates the water. This is what pushes the water from this tank over into, well, your heat exchanger, wherever it goes. It made some noise. Didn't sound like it was the noise that it was supposed to be making. And I unplugged it and got looking. And at one point, the case had broke, or the housing for it. There's the other side of that piece. It's relatively clean, so it's broken recently, I'd say, but I don't know how. But so that was broke, and then there's supposed to be oh yeah, here's what actually pushes the water in this thing. It's a little, I don't know if they call it an impeller. It's supposed to sit in there. It's supposed to sit in there, and it broke. It's just not. So luckily enough, there is a dealer in the area, EnviroHeat, about 10 minutes away. Went over there, they had it in stock, so I picked up another one. That's where I got to write my check at. So if you guys need if you guys have one of these boilers and you guys need to get one of these pumps, this is $255. Plus I got a couple other things, so it was like $310 after I got the other stuff. It was a $55 gallon of junk to put in here to keep it from corroding, but it's good to do. Anyway, this is not an inexpensive item, but hopefully it will last for a long time. And I made an investment in some water treatment stuff to keep the corrosion down to help make sure it does. So I need to get this hooked on. It goes, I don't know if you guys can see, it goes like down here in this area, and then I don't have this stuff hooked up, so you know, I better put this down before I drop my super expensive pump. So it's not hooked up to the high tunnel yet. I'm going to get that hooked up, and it's getting a little late in the day. I'll probably get my pump put on and then maybe call it quits for the day. But oh, so the mixed blessing. Okay, I didn't really explain that, and I almost forgot the second one. So the high tunnel, or the greenhouse, is out of commission for the foreseeable future, but sort of the silver lining in that, I don't know. You know, silver lining in a cloud, you have to like rip the guts out of the cloud and turn it inside out to see the silver lining. So whoever came up with that, anyway. I have the high tunnel, and ultimately I want to put the heat in the high tunnel anyway. So I'm just sort of advancing that step. Okay, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. And I can put a little room in there made out of plastic, and it'll work. Not a problem. So adapt, overcome, improvise, all that good stuff, whatever. Hold on, I'll be right back. So I go over to EnviroHeat here. It has a Seymour address, Seymour, Indiana. Great guys over there if you ever need anything like spray foam or concrete work or wood boilers. Any rate, I was over there, and the gentleman that was the shop guy was coming in to help me, but he wasn't there, and I found their brochure. They actually sell central boiler units, and I thought, I'll flip through this. And of course, it's got a lot of information about how their boilers work and stuff. It also has a page about different applications. And so, you know, if you wanted to heat multiple buildings, sort of, you know, a diagram, there's radiant heat at the bottom. There's domestic hot water there. Well, look at that. That's exactly what I want to do. And so I was looking at that and saying, where are my glasses at? That's literally what I was doing, saying, where's my glasses at? It has a system set up to heat, they call it a greenhouse here, greenhouse application. But got your boiler, you got your lines that run into your high tunnel. They've got the heat exchanger, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Not quite this fancy, but that gives me a good idea of maybe something I could shoot for. And then they've got radiant heat here along the baseboards. That's probably a real good idea. So, you know, if you could get some water radiant heat, find them at an auction or something, that'd be super. And then it also has, and this is an awesome idea. I know they have heated tables for like starts and starting stuff, but I'd never really thought of it. You could run some PEX tubing on a table, cover it up, and heat it with your wood boiler. And it even has an interesting thing back here for the pump. You run the line from the boiler in here and you set it up like that. You guys probably can't see it. I don't know. But at any rate, so that was sort of sort of the missed blessing of having to go write them a check for $310. It gave me an idea of some things to do to heat the high tunnel. And I also started chatting with the guy because I was like, hey, you know, I saw your brochure here. This is like exactly what I want to do. I go, no, I'm not there yet, but I've got that and I'm doing this. He goes, well, hey, come here. And he shows me in the back. He goes, man, we got all these heat exchangers if you need one. And, you know, you got questions, you want to know how this stuff works, just give us a call. We'll help you out. We'll let you know. The only thing is, you know, we ask you to, you know, stop in and buy some parts from time to time. I was like, sure will, man. Yeah, because this is exactly what I want to do. So yeah, it was sort of a mixed blessing stopping in there and talking to him and doing that. So that's what we're doing at the farm. We're picking up the pieces and putting them in other places. Catch you guys later. All right, let's see. What did he say? Tab A, slot B. No, that doesn't sound right. No returns for misaligned. Oh, well, if you turn it hard enough, it might. There we go. Who said you need instructions for this stuff anyway? That's not. Wait, yes, no. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. All day long. That's not going to work. All right, there we go. Cooking with gas now.